Yeah! We're hooked up. I'm gonna hook him right here behind the back fin. There we go. Oh, he came right out of the water. We're heading down to Alton Bay to jig lake trout on Lake Winnipesaukee. The kayak is loaded in the truck and we are on the road. Come sunrise, we'll be on the water. 5:29 and we've made it to Alton Bay. This is gonna be great. We are here for bait. We've got our shiners and we're heading back to the yak to shove off. Let's get on the water. This is going to be nice. And we are ready to shove off. It's a little bit later start than I would have liked to have gotten, but it's a long drive and we're doing what we can. Deploy that pedal drive and let's get fishing. Deploy the rudder. There we go. We are off like a dirty shirt. Now I haven't fished Alton Bay in 20 years. It's the middle of summer. So I know the lake's going to be busy as hell by about 9 a.m. So we've got, realistically, 3 hours. It's 5:58 now. We've basically got 3 hours to fish. So we got to make the most of it before the jet skis and power boats come out. Okay, our game plan for this morning is to shuttle out to Echo Point, which is out towards the mouth of Alton Bay, and do some deep jigging for lake trout. We've got a dozen good sized minnows as well as a half-ounce paddle tail rigged up that we're going to fish. I'm going to look for somewhere 50, 60, 70 feet of water, somewhere in there. We're going to drop a minnow down in the rod holder and I'm going to actively jig with the paddle tail on the other side of the kayak. I'm going to be looking for structure on the fish finder. When I find structure and fish down on the structure, I will work it with the minnow and with the paddle tail. We'll see what we can get into. We're getting there. You can truck along at 4 miles an hour without a whole lot of effort. Turn into the wake. Turn into the wake. Jesus. Give the fishermen a chance, guys. It's 10 minutes past 6. We're about a third of the way out to Echo Point. I think I'm just going to throw out this paddle tail, do a little trolling with it. The rod we've got the paddle tail on is a fast action rod, 7 foot. The reel is a Daiwa Fuego 2500. I believe we've got 12-pound braid on this. I put a new 10-pound test fluorocarbon leader on last night. We're gonna just troll this in hand and I'll slow down a little bit. I've been going 3.8 to 4 miles an hour with this paddle tail. I don't want to go that fast, but if I slow down to 3 miles an hour, we just might hook up. We made it out to Echo Point. It was farther than I remember, but we're here. And we got 643. We've got 76.5 degree water temperature. And now that I'm past Echo Point, I'm looking for deep water. I'm just zooming in and out and looking for the likeliest spots to try. I want deep water where the contour lines are close together, which signifies a pretty good drop-off. I want to find structure on a drop-off. Looks like this whole right side of Echo Point is it's almost around 50 feet, but it's steady 50 feet. Whereas if I angle out to the left towards the main lake, looks like I've got some good contours. I want to find fish directly on the bottom, like something like that. That fish is 2 or 3 feet off the bottom and it's relating to some rocks or whatever that is down there, most likely rocks. But that's the plan. Let's get rigged up. Now for my live bait rod, I've got a slow action Tsunami Citadel. It's a 7-foot medium action, but it's a slower action, which means it bends more. The bend is back here. My jigging rod with the paddle tail, with the heavy paddle tail, is a fast action rod, which means the bend is up here towards the tip. This rig, I've got sinker at the bottom. I've got a few sinkers at the bottom, totals 3/4 of an ounce, I believe. And 3 feet up from that, I've got a 3-way swivel. Here's our 3-way swivel, which can swivel right around, so we can't get any tangles from the minnow. There is our number 2 hook that I've got snelled with a snell knot onto about 7 inches of 10-pound test fluoro. We're going to grab a nice big minnow. There's one. Oh, get up here, buddy. We got these minnows from Alton Bay Bait and Tackle. Lively looking minnows. Jesus, stay still, buddy. I'm going to hook him right here behind the back fin, kind of like I do when I'm ice fishing. I'm going to make sure that I don't get, you don't want to cut them loose like that, which I don't know if you can see that, but when you put a hook through a minnow, oftentimes you'll get a scale right on the tip of your hook. You want to make sure you take that off. That's nothing but trouble. And that's what we're going to drop down. And we are going to drop him right to the bottom. We've got 42 feet of water and we're going to go for deeper. But for now, we're going to drop him down that 42 feet. Now this reel that I have, this reel is a Penn Fierce 2 2500. This is the live liner model, which is great for live bait fishing. There, we're hit bottom. We're hit bottom. So now you just want to set your drag once for the drag you want to fight the fish on. That's what I want right about there. And then you put this down and you put it out, and anything grabs that bait and there's almost no resistance at all, and you just got the clicker. Very light, almost, it's like zero drag with a clicker. It's fantastic for live bait fishing. So we're going to put this rod in the rod holder. We're going to listen for that clicker. We're just going to drift around slowly. And I'm going to be jigging out the other side of the boat with that heavy paddle tail. Going to just vertical jig out this side of the boat with the paddle tail. Paddle tail hits the bottom. I'm just going to be bouncing it every once in a while. I don't want to ever let too much slack get in my line. I'm going to bounce it, but I'm going to follow it down. And when you feel a strike, you just set the hook. But you want to make sure you're right on that bottom, just jigging off the bottom, no more than 2 or 3 feet. That's right where those Lakers are going to be. Unfortunately, the camera didn't come on in time to catch this first bite. A pretty good smallmouth hit the paddle tail. He came straight up from the bottom, made one big jump. At the top of that jump, he threw the paddle tail. And right then is when the camera came on. The big splash to the right of the screen is when the fish hit the water after he threw the jig. And the little splash to the left of the big splash is the paddle tail that he threw hitting the water. And that's where we picked this up. Ah! Damn! Big smallmouth grabbed the paddle tail. Come out of the water right there. I fought him halfway up. Hit the button for the camera and he jumped. I don't know if I got that on tape or not, but he hit our paddle tail here. I didn't have him hooked all that great apparently, but that's a good sign. But we've got 48 feet of water here. The smallmouths are deep too. He was right on bottom. Man, oh man, I'd like to got him to the boat, but that's good. We got, it's 7:30 now. We've been doing a lot of drifting. I've been finding a lot of very flat bottom like this here. And not, I've seen fish occasionally, and I've stopped and jigged the fish that I've seen, and no bites yet, but that smallmouth was the first one. I'm gonna get this paddle tail back out there and keep at it. I think something's messing with our shiner down there. I think. Yeah! We're hooked up. We're hooked up. What do we got here? Oh, smallmouth. Nice. Very nice. He came out of the water like an acrobat. Right on the bottom and 47 feet of water. Whoa! Put a bend in the old Sudami rod. That's awesome. Ooh. Come here, buddy. Cute little guy. Hooked him right in the roof of the mouth. It's not very big, but a lot of fun to catch. See ya, buddy. Let's grab another shiner. Get another bait down there. We've got a little reprieve from the jet skis and things. We haven't had to ride any big waves for the last 15 or 20 minutes. I'm very thankful for that. Boy, these things are active. Get some nice minnows over there at Alton Bay Bait and Tackle. If you ever fish down this way, stop in and see them. They got a pretty good selection of things. Set me up with the bait bucket, the whole 9 yards. All right, get this guy hooked. On scales, I'll have to get right on the point of my sharp hook. It's the biggest thing to watch out for. Take that scale off the end of that hook. But yeah, nice lively. Drop him down. Down to the depths. Get back in the game. That was a lot of fun. Let's do it again. Basically what I'm doing with this rig is I'm dropping it down right to the bottom till the line stops. I know he's on the bottom now. I'm going to give it a little bit extra because I'm going to be going slow and dragging it on an angle. Make sure my drag is set where I want it. It's good. Then we're going to hit the bait runner. We're going to creep along. Just keep on creeping. Going on about a half a mile an hour, 3/4 of a mile an hour or so, and just dragging both of these baits pretty much straight down, but behind us a little bit. Just making sure both baits are right down there in the strike zone. See our minnow we're dropping down right here on the screen. See it go down to the bottom. That's where we want it. That's where those fish are going to be, right smack on the bottom. At least the ones we're after. There we go. Oh, we come right out of the water. Whoa, that was a nice one. Way back there. I think it's a big smallie. Back off on that drag a bit in case he goes bonkers again. Nice fish. Boy, he's got some shoulders. He's coming up. He's coming up. He's probably going to go nuts here again though. He's a good one. I think we may throw him on the stringer. I haven't had bass fillets in quite a few years. Just haven't kept any. But he's Nice smallie. They are delicious. He's not a giant, but he's a good one. Nah, I don't think he's quite big enough to keep, but if I get a bigger one, maybe. Yeah, he's not that big. He acted a lot bigger in the water. But that's a heck of a nice fight. You gotta love that. I think he's ready. He's very ready. See ya, pal. Back to the depths. It's wicked clear water. He's 10, 12 feet down. I can still see him. He's 15, 18 feet down. I can still see him. I love it. Oh, we got a fish on the minnow. We got one on the minnow. Whoa, he's coming right up out of the water. Whoa. Man alive. We got one on the minnow. Ooh. Smallmouth, I believe. Decent fish, not a baby. Not the one we're looking for, but he's not a baby. Come on up here, buddy. Come on, homie. The sooner you get up here, the sooner I can cut you free. Come on, big boy. Oh. Well, not big boy, but come on, 16, 17-inch boy. Took that hook a little bit deeper than he should have. I set the hook pretty darn quick. Let's get the hemostats and get it out of there. If we can't get it out, he may be going home with us anyway. Now, I'm afraid. Yeah, I probably should have gone with circle hooks. Oh, there's the hook. We got it. There he goes, straight down. I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, straight down to the bottom. He's beelining it. All right, good. I'm glad he made it. We got to start making our way back. We are a mile past Echo Point, which puts us 3.5 miles from the launch. The area that's been most productive for us is this series of humps. This is a fishy area. We just didn't get into enough deep water today to get into any lake trout, just because of the travel distance. We're 3.5 miles from the launch now, but if I zoom out, you can see where we are. We're almost out in the main lake. Echo Point is 1.12 miles. We came all the way in Alton Bay. We pan all the way into the launch. This checkered line is where we traveled. Right there is where we put in, so we're 3.56 miles from there, so we've got to start heading back. But it was a fun day. We're going to do it again, and it won't be too far in the future. And I think we'll drive up and try to put in at a launch somewhere up here towards the edge of the main lake so I can hit some 70, 80, 90 foot water. I think that's going to be a little more conducive to lake trout. But it was fun today, battling with the smallmouths. Looking forward to doing it again. Well, I'm heading back in, and man, it is hot. I gotta get in the water to get the old core temperature of the body down, because it is brutal. This looks like as good a place as any. Woo! We gotta cool down, man. It is hot. So many boats out. The water would be nice and calm if it weren't for the boats, but it's just like there's whitecaps out there. What a relief. We gotta get back at it. We've got about 1.5 miles left, and that's gonna take us 40 minutes probably. That was a lot of fun today. If it wasn't for all the boats that came out all of a sudden, it would have been a real pleasant day, but it was fun. I'm gonna do it again. Next time, I'm going to go more into the main lake. We'll launch from a different location and get some deeper water. Those lake trout that I want to target are way deeper than the 50 feet that I could get to today, so live and learn. All right, let's get at the pedaling. 45 minutes, we'll be in.